Meet Bernard, a Frenchman, a diplomat, a very trusting guy. He's a great person, but he has one problem. He's desperate to find a woman, not because he's lonely. Growing up, Bernard had relationships with other guys in his class, and that's totally fine. But to him, it's not. He can't accept who he is. It's the 1960s. You can't blame him. Society just wasn't there yet. So he makes a decision. He's gonna find a woman and erase his past. One day, while working at the French embassy in China, he meets Shi Pei Pu, mysterious, charismatic, full of secrets. Shi Pei Pu leans in and says, "I was born a woman, but my family forced me to live as a man. It's the only way to survive in China." And Bernard, he's like, "Oh yeah, totally. That makes perfect sense." They start dating, they fall in love, they have a kid together. Except they don't. One of Shi Pei Pu's secrets, she's actually a man, a biological man, from birth, since always. And that kid, not Bernard's. Shi Pei Pu straight up bought a baby from a doctor and told Bernard it was his. And Bernard, being the super trusting guy that he is, looked at the baby and says, "Oh yeah, totally, I see the resemblance." You're probably wondering, wait, how did Bernard not realize during, funny business? Listen, don't think about it, because things are about to get even messier. Bernard is off traveling for work, but he's a family man, so he makes sure to check in with Shi Pei Pu and their son. One day, Shi Pei Pu comes to Bernard, panicked. "The Chinese government is watching me. We're in danger." And Bernard, he believes every word. Shi Pei Pu says there's only one way to keep their family safe. Bernard has to pass along a few small government files to the Chinese government, for protection. And Bernard, he doesn't even question this, because remember, he still has no idea that 1, Shi Pei Pu is actually a man, and 2, that kid is not his. He tells himself, "It's fine. I just need to do this a few times, just until I get them to France where they'll be safe." Except a few times turns into 500 documents over a decade. Finally, Bernard gets Shi Pei Pu and their son into France. Everything's perfect. Until bam, French authorities arrest both of them. If you haven't figured it out by now, Shi Pei Pu was a spy. And the French government, they knew what Bernard was up to the whole time. And if you thought that was bad, it's about to get so much worse. Bernard goes to trial and starts defending himself. "My family was in danger. I couldn't let them do this to my woman and my son." And the French government goes, "What woman? That's a man." And Bernard, absolutely stunned. "What? No, that's the mother of my son." And this is where one of the most out-of-pocket things happen. The French police make Shi Pei Pu undress right in front of Bernard, revealing right there that Shi Pei Pu was, and always has been, a man. Bernard and Shi Pei Pu get sentenced to 6 years. It makes national news. Bernard becomes a joke, a walking punchline. He can't take it. He tries to unalive himself in his cell, but he survives. 6 years go by, Bernard and Shi Pei Pu are released. They never speak again. Bernard finally accepts who he is and marries the man and lives happily ever after. Shi Pei Pu gets out of prison, becomes an opera singer, and raises their son, who then goes on to have a family of their own.